Hello, everybody. This is Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
But are you a hologram or really the captain? That's the real question here, Stuart.
I'll never tell.
Oh? I mean, you could be a hard light hologram, so no one even know. I would say maybe your goatee hid mobile emitter, but you obviously trimmed that a bit. Or is it, that's why it grew so long. But that joke did make sense, Stuart, in the context of what we're talking about today. Well.
Yeah, today we're talking about. Well, yesterday was Star Trek Day, and we got a trailer for Prodigy.
Do you want me to go first on this one, Stuart? Because we're first on the Picard one, which you can go and check. So for this one, I liked it in general again, but I was underwhelmed because, as we've said before, the Star Trek-ness is often dependent on the Federation aesthetic, the costumes, characters, and evolution of those things. When you have a ship that doesn't feel like it's appropriate to the Prime timeline, a bridge that feels right out of Discovery, a Voyager uniform great, but the wrong comm badge, and characters they don't know and know nothing of, and all the environments look unrelatable, it's kind of hard to grab me as Star Trek. So I liked it fine as a piece of content, but thoroughly unmemorable for me. The Kazon was great, good, and hopefully it'll be more. But just, unmemorable, but vaguely cool. Like, I'll forget it as soon as I've watched the episodes, almost. Which sounds odd, but it's so removed from the stuff that we know. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, Yeah. Your thoughts?
I'm the opposite. I thought this was great. There's a few things about it I didn't really enjoy, but overall, it definitely had a more adult kind of vibe to it. With some of the, it had a Clone Wars vibe. It felt like a Clone Wars kind of storytelling. So I'm happy for that. At least it's not teaching kids how to count their numbers. Everybody says it's a kids show. It's like, yeah, well, that's not a thing. That bothers me. But I mean, we got a comm badge, which doesn't look accurate at all, which kind of annoys me a little bit. But overall, I mean, we get to see the ship do some things and some land and things like that. So I mean, we've kind of confirmed some of the stuff we've talked about already, and honestly, I'm excited for Prodigy. It's something new. I don't get a Discovery vibe from it, like you're saying with the aesthetic of the bridge.
I think it's absurdly Discovery. I mean, just the way, now we've seen it in full, just the way the reflections are. Because I've worked on a Discovery bridge now for some fan films, and just the way it's textured, the way the sizing is too big. Not so much the consoles, they're its own thing, but just all of the art design is just that is 85% the Discovery bridge aesthetically, just shifted.
Looking at it now, yeah, kind of. I can see what you're saying. It's just it goes by rather quick in this trailer, so I didn't get much of a chance to look.
That's why our breakdown, Stuart, and I will make that picture on our breakdown. It's not to say you can't have that looking bridge. It's just clearly not inspired by Prometheus or Intrepid or Sovereign or anything classic Trek, which doesn't need to be. But to be fully inspired on Discovery is a shame because it doesn't need to be. And if that doesn't, the bridge doesn't look right. The only thing in this trailer that looks about right is the Kazon and the Voyager uniform, but then they couldn't get the comm badge. I mean, yes, it could be whatever they want, comm badge-wise. It's a future, it's a weird ship, but, She had the right comm badge in all the promo material, and they didn't want to, because they knew people would react to that, and so they got people used to it with the comm badge it should be, and now they're doing the comm badge they want it to be, because that's the comm badge they wanted, because they want to sell more merchandise, they want to have their own unique comm badge. It's always, that's why I split Delta, it's all because they want to have their own comm badge, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense. I doubt we'll even see her in that original comm badge at any point. Maybe her first moment, but she'll leave that straight away.
Yeah, or it turns into the comm badge after, because that's just like the holographic emitter is the other one. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I'm excited for this series. I know a lot of people aren't so much because it's animated and because it's labeled as a kids show and it just looks different. We didn't learn a whole lot in the trailer. We did get confirmation the ship has phasers. We were concerned that it didn't because we couldn't see any phaser strips or anything. But the little things like that really got me stoked. So,
Well, I was a proponent for no weapons, would kind of make it more interesting. So the fact it had was kind of a disappointment. Well, I appreciate it has under saucer escape pods in the E style. That was nice, cool. And those that said that wasn't a ramp at the bottom in the first teaser. Yeah, it's a ramp. We saw it. They walked up it. The gut reaction stuff, I'm like, it is. It's like, yes, it is. But the Kazon was such a small note, but that opens up those doors that they can just find every race from Delta Quadrant. Why would you have to invent, as with Star Wars and Lower Decks, you don't have to invent 35 new ones, which have already invented like 3 new ones. The Delta Quadrant has probably like 200 races they invented for Voyager, 150. It's very, very dense with races. Okay, yes, they're spread out in their own zones, but people travel, so that hopefully tells us we're going to get, and just like Lower Decks made the Packlids cool. I mean, the Kazon, give them another go round. It's 20 years later. I mean, the Kazon are conceptually an interesting race. That would be great if they said, F it, we're doing the Kazon again. It's like, cool, make them powerful, make them strong, make them kick ass. I mean, did you get any vibes of the characters? Or the because that's the one disconnect I have still, is that I don't know the people. If I loved them, I'd love everything I see, potentially, but there's no connection there yet. Anything you got from them?
We got a smart-ass Medusan who can't fly a ship, apparently. Disabled gravity, and I think the Yafid character, I forget his name, sorry, kind of just sticks to the floor because it's a glob. And he also speaks in like a trill, kind of like R2-D2 way almost. We're getting a little bit of tidbits. I did watch the panel, and we heard from the main character there about his leadership style and how it changes, and they dropped a few hints as well about nobody's in uniform because we didn't want uniforms, but when that special moment happens, you're going to be happy. And it's like, what the hell does that mean? So I mean, there's some little things like that with the context of the panel make me feel more optimistic about this show than I think somebody that just seen the trailer.
Although it does remind you when Kurtzman said Discovery Season 1 will end up linking with the canon. They can say whatever they want.
Yeah, well, exactly. But this wasn't Kurtzman saying it, first of all, so hopefully it's
actually true. Yeah. And the characters look fine. I did notice that it was 1:30 a.m. and I briefly clicked onto the red carpet event, and I don't know the people yet, but I think it's the purple-faced alien. I think it's that guy. I think so. He said that he doesn't know what alien race he is. Total unknown. And he's having to find out who he is. So that was interesting, I guess. Kind of like Icheb and the Borg children. They're so removed from where they are that's part of the journey, which is fun. If the story's good, I think it's been renewed for a second season already. So we'll see.
He looks like one of the people from Avatar, the Na'vi. Yeah, he's just from a different continent on the planet. Because he's definitely got that feel. So we're going to find that out. It's going to tie into the next Avatar movie. That's what's going to happen.
From Pandora's fifth moon.
Exactly.
Which means that's Avatar 7, because each moon is a new sequel. Which is partially true. The only thing I was slightly confused about, where Lower Decks didn't have that, is that this whole show was filmed in lockdown, as in audio recorded, so personal home equipment. And while CBS was sending them expensive stuff, I know some of the actors from Lower Decks filmed in their closets, which is actually a very potentially useful solution. There's no whatever. It's not a professional booth, and I was kind of surprised how the audio quality of some of the actors in the Prodigy trailer sounded really subpar. Like they filmed it themselves in their not garage, but just like that is not a professional level of audio recording, and it just sounded to me like some guy talking, which has been stuck onto a video, whereas normally you actually integrate it really well. You have the right echo, you have the right reverb, you have the right levels. It sounded very, very raw and just took me out of it. Because that's just a guy talking on top of animation. So I'm hoping that's going to get refined and improved. That's just an early version. Or they just could not film that good a quality in lockdowns. Because it's a lockdown show. But I was like, they don't sound great. And Lower Deck sounds amazing. I don't know if you caught that, but I was quite surprised.
Didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah. It's an audio. That's their entire performance is audio. If their audio doesn't sound as good as it should do, it's like, well, that's... Oops.
One thing I also noticed, too, being a fan of Transformers and Transformers Prime series specifically, there's some very techy looking, like the weapons and stuff in this, some of the shots seem very much like it's the same animation company or the same style, which is, again, I think one of the reasons that I like it. It just grabbed me in a few different ways that it might not have grabbed somebody like you or somebody else. And I'm hoping for the best for this thing. It was very much more uplifting and seemed like more fun than the Picard Season 2 trailer, for example.
See, I do remember what you're talking about for the Transformer stuff. I got more of a Matrix Squid Monster vibe with a very black little bit. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's just sort of generic-y sci-fi. Like, it's not going to win the awards for, it's just, okay, evil dude's ship. It's fine. But until you have a personal connection with the story, a lot of stuff just is just a generic visual. But that said, Planetscapes, as with every trailer, looks fantastic visually. There's a lot of artistry gone into it. It would have been nice to have a bit more Trek, a looking ship from the era, and uniforms that look right, and see that in the style, because generally it looks great, like in a costume and stuff. Hopefully we'll get some more of that. I mean, we know Chakotay's at least wrote Beltran's in it, so hopefully we'll get some more canon-y stuff somewhere. Kind of hard of 7,000 light years away, but
yeah, like I said, I'm interested to see where it goes and how they handle it, because I think there's a lot of potential, and as we always say, cautiously optimistic. Well, it's their turn then out there. Hit that comment section down below. Let us know what you thought about it. Are you excited for it? Are you upset about it? Let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell icon to all, and join us for the lives and discussions as well. The comment section is a great way to interact with us, but even better than that is to do it in real time on a live. We do many lives a week, and it's a great way to support the channel and help us out.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, look how much we're doing for you guys, both in the lives and in the normal stuff, and we're going to keep making it for those hardcore that want to talk about the tricorder and the phaser and the communicator and the uniforms. It's all important to us. We want to make those graphs and discussion and break it down with you all. So support us if you can in the Patreon, or join the channel, or support us one time on PayPal, or those links down below every video. They have things you can get that support the channel and our cool merch. And we love seeing people in Trekyards shirts because it's just fun. It's just fun. So if you can, please do. If you can't, just say hey in the comments. Until next time, he's Captain Foley.
He's Commander Crackings.
And tune in.
We're in the Alpha Quadrant.
Yeah, well,
not the Delta Quadrant. Although
we are sort of maybe we're Project Pathfinder and we count as 2 quadrants apart, Canada and UK. I don't know. Maybe Trekyards is Pathfinder.
There you go.
Where I'm going with that. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.